We'll start the next session. The first would be like whatever happened in the last 2 days, the recommendations I'll be presenting. Then our IAS sir would be reflecting on the important takeaways and what action MPEDA should take and with different agencies need to do. Then Commerce Secretary sir would guide us what needs to be done. Sir, with your permission sir, I'd start the presentation sir. Sir, these are the central and state government stakeholders who had participated, sir, and their role also we have clearly listed, sir. Like we had from the Commerce Ministry, then JSMOFPA, sir, who is also our authority member, MPEDA authority member, sir, Mr. Preetpal Singh, he was there. Then from Fisheries, sir, they were not able to come because they had that Coastal Aquaculture Amendment Bill, Parliamentary Committee was there, so they were busy, sir, they were not able to come. So, but a DD from Fishery Deputy Directors come, Principal Secretaries of Punjab and Odisha, then Directors from Kerala, Odisha and Andaman, then Senior Fishery Officers from other states have come, sir. So their role would be in the state list. Many of the things are state listings, so states will have to come out with guidelines in the fishery sector. So, and export promotion, infrastructure. So, apart from that, sir, from the organization and institutes who participated, like MPEDA for export promotion, EAC, which is also under DOC, it's a certification agency mainly for quality and safety, sir. And then FSSI for quality standards for domestic sector, NFDB, sir, which is coming under Fishery Ministry. Yesterday, CE of NFDB was here. Today, Fishery Secretary is going to a G20 conference, so she had to move, sir. Then Coastal Aquaculture Authority also was represented. Then we have institutes, sir, various ICAR institutes like CMFRI, Marine Research Institute, then technology, CAFT is a technology-based institute, sir. They're all in Kochi. Then SIBA is in Chennai. They also get into brackish water. So we have all the stakeholders who are involved in this sector. So then we also invited the industry stakeholders. So we had the Jagdish Kapandi, who is also Vice Chairman of our authority, MPEDA authority, and he is also Seafood Association President. Then we have some exporters who were in the previous session, sir. Then we have Dr. Manoj Sharma, who was a progressive farmer and an entrepreneur, who has set up a hotel restaurant chain called Zingalala. So Mr. Altaf, Indian who is based in Canada, he spoke online, he had joined, sir. Then Mr. Sriram Ravi is an innovator, technology innovation in aquaculture. So these were the 6 themes we discussed, deliberated. One was aquaculture production and traceability. Second was on the quality assurance of SPS quality. Then diversification and production enhancement. Then capture fisheries, what are the challenges, sustainability and quality. Then investment and value additions. So these are some of the best practices. So yesterday while discussing in the car, you were asking what was the best practices and how can we upscale it in other states also. So registration of farms, Andhra has done well. Yesterday there was a presentation of Andhra Deputy Director. Then master plan in Gujarat, master planning is done well, sir. Then task forces regarding the drug control task forces, Andhra is very effective. That we have shared with the states. Other states we will ask them to adopt. Last in Chennai we had a workshop last year. Based on that, all the states have come out with a notification of drug control task forces, but it is not effectively functioning. So we need to see what Andhra does. And harbour management, sir. Kerala as a model, that yesterday was shared by Director. Then sustainability and conservation, Tamil Nadu and Kerala are good in that. That we'll share it with all the states. Then SIBA has done a GIS mapping of the aquaculture area, so that we learned and we would be cross-learning and sharing the data also. Then integrated aquaculture in Telangana, we've seen, sir, in the reservoir. So that is also one learning. We'll share with other states. Cage culture in Odisha, sir, where Hirakud Dam, Sambalpur, they have done cage culture. That also is an opportunity for us in future. Then shrimp farming in Punjab and Haryana, sir. That is a very new lesson for us, like Rajasthan, Punjab, where salinity is already available. There also they have done.
You have missed out on diversification.
Sir, diversification. So diversification in Odisha, a lot of hatcheries, Odisha government has supported. Then Tamil Nadu seafood park, seaweed parks, which is for nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals. this seaweed can be used. So coming to the main recommendation which the group has given all the participants. One is the areas which we need to focus. One is on the policy, planning, and we need to prioritize what we are doing and on productivity, sir. So what we are doing now, sir, there will be a joint collaboration with state CAA to register, sir. Then MPEDA has a MPEDA has a farmer enrollment details. That data we will share with the CAA and state government, and in the next meeting, the next 6 months, we are targeting with a campaign mode to ensure that maximum registration can happen, sir. It has also found that, sir, in the registration, there are some interdepartmental issues, conflicts are there. Like forest department has some restrictions in aquaculture. So the state governments have recommended that we should have at the state level interdepartmental committees to sort out with revenue, forest, to sort out this, sir. Then SIBA has shared their GIS, and in Gujarat we have seen the master plans which MPEDA had helped. That model we would be sharing with all the state government. MPEDA will take the lead in this. Then Andhra Pradesh has come out with a guideline on shrimp aquaculture. That model guidelines will be prepared by MPEDA and shared with all the states. And state governments can then come out with a whatever amendments they want specifically to the states. They can come within maybe 1 month. MPEDA would share this with all the state governments. So in capacity building, the next issue is farmers are not aware of how to use antibiotic, which antibiotic to use, what are the best management practices. When there is a distress, say they use the antibiotic without knowing. So that was also discussed. So the suggestion was that species-wise specific permitted drugs. Right now we are talking about banning drugs, but here we are talking about which are the drugs they need to use and what is the withdrawal period. If they use it in the animal, what is the withdrawal period? That has to be SOP has to be prepared, sir. That with in collaboration with SIBA and technical agencies, MPEDA will take a lead in this and will prepare a SOP. And there is an information gap about these practices. So in November month, there's the antimicrobial resistance week is celebrated by Government of India, and we have this week. But each department does its own activities, sir. So what we have asked now is all the agencies will come together and we will have a national level campaign. Maybe we can come out with some videos, clips, social media, and we need to make it like a campaign, just like a malaria, polio campaign. We need to make antibiotic as an issue, even for domestic purpose and for international purpose. That is the idea, sir. So then there are a lot of quacks and technical in aquaculture sectors. There are many people who are not registered technicians to prescribe something. So even whenever the audit teams come, they say that we don't have that kind of technician who will prescribe. So we may have to design a training program through various agencies. We can there are agencies in the fishery sector who can train them. We can have a qualification, train them, and state governments can register these technicians and then tell the farmers that the technicians, these are the services which are available. Then they will not go to the quacks. That is the learning here. Similarly, monitoring, sir. There are district drug task forces. The drug task force not only looks into aquaculture, but it looks into the human health, fake drugs, all the drugs. So, but these committees mostly they don't function effectively, sir. So that we need to see that what is the frequency of drug monitoring system. We may come out with a software also where how many drug control meetings happened, what kind of monitor they are doing. We will design a format, sir, uniform monitoring the format, and through DOC we would be sharing it with all the state governments. Then, sir, the third point was about diversification. Right now, the export is skewed towards this one crop, that is Venamite shrimp. So now we want to diversify, sir. But what we find in the field is the seed and nurseries. It's mostly government hatcheries. One is the Rajiv Gandhi aquaculture, or the SIBA, or state governments have some hatcheries. But there are not much private entrepreneurs. even if private entrepreneurs are there, they are selling spurious seeds. The quality of seed is not good. So we need to work on this and come out with a program where the entrepreneurs should be incentivized. We have the technology, but we need to pass the technology and incentivize so that it is privatized. Because in the shrimp, it's already privatized, but in other sectors, it has not happened, sir. Then coming to the integrated farming approach. Right now, aquaculture in the other species happens in different places. The feed is at some place, the farm is at some place, the logistic costs are high. So if we have integrated approach in one place located, then it reduces the cost. So cage farming of tilapia, that is a future which we can consider, sir. Then the other point was on water lease policies and aqua zones, sir. In the previous session we have discussed. Tamil Nadu has a seaweed park, sir. So there is a potential for seaweed in Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Odisha. Because seaweed is going to be the future, sir. Right now we are only thinking of fish and marine product as a basic commodity which we consume. But there are medicinal values like collagen, then it is used in the nutraceuticals. That is the future, sir. So India has to gradually graduate to the next level because we have pharma sector which is already doing well. But we just need to link the marine sector and the pharma sector. That's where there is a lot of potential for us to focus, sir. Recently, a team from the Department of Finance had gone to Korea, sir. And the finance minister had asked MPEDA also, opinion from MPEDA to give a project proposal, and the finance minister officials had met our officials, and we are working with the State Bank of India, which is a nodal agency with South Korea. So then there are some species, sir, in India, like tiger shrimp, and then specific to some areas. These can be used as branded. So if you go to some areas like in Tamil Nadu, some places, the tribals catch the fish in a very traditional way. In a traditional way which is not it is not against the environment, which is environment friendly. And there are countries who would prefer sustainably grown products. It's a niche product. For them, if environment is taken care of, there are countries where and the new generation consumers in the Western countries have preference for sustainably grown things. So we need to market the sustainably grown things which will get high values. NFDB who was here would provide all the support. They have committed, sir. They have asked us to come out with proposals on this sector. Then, sir, like currently there is not much research on the genetically improved disease resistant. We got Vanami and we are doing different crops, different species, but there's not enough evidence on what kind of, because it's one standard for the whole country. But our country itself is a continent, and where the water standard, different geographies are different. We need to study like what has happened in paddy. Similarly, for each species, what is the requirement? We need to do some research and try to have disease-resistant crops. If we don't have disease, then there is no question of antibiotic and other quality issues are addressed. So there we need support, sir. The agencies which are present here are helping with helping MPEDA, but we need to focus more on that. So then meal, sir, fish meal. Right now it is the protein source is mainly the fish feed, and meal is mainly from the fish only, sir. Fish meal hota hai, or sometimes we import from other countries. But there was one theory yesterday of insect meal protein, sir. So one presentation showed us that the waste which we produce, sir, the meat waste, there we can have these insects, and it can be one sustainable model where through insect meal production, insect meal increasing this, we can address the fish meal issue. That will reduce the cost. So we need to focus on that, sir. NFDB has again committed to support us, sir. So coming to the capture fisheries which comes from the marine sector, there are infrastructure and cold chain issues. So Cochin harbour, MPEDA had prepared a DPR, and last week the fishery minister was in MPEDA and he has just laid the foundation. And sir, during your visit to Cochin also we had shown you the harbour from while travelling there, sir. So that Cochin fisheries harbour is one of the standard, and so we need to share this with all the ports that this is a standard model and others needs to adopt. We'll have a separate meeting also with probably the port secretaries, sir, a separate meeting on infrastructure. Airports and ports, we can have a separate meeting for infrastructure at your levels. Sir, yesterday during discussion they said, we construct the ports, 100 crores are spent, but after that the ports are of no use because only the infrastructure is done, but there is no capacity building how to manage the ports. So Kerala presented a model. 2 minutes mein khatam kar raha hu. Kerala had a model where harbour management committees. In Japan and all, the very micro level harbour management committees are there. They manage the harbours very well. Similarly, they were suggesting at the collector level, they will come out with a harbour management committee which can, soft component is missing in the harbour. So that affects the quality. So that was debated and that also will circulate a guideline after consulting. Then green technology was also discussed yesterday, sir. So ICR, CFT has done, can take up some pilot projects. They have some technology which can be scaled, green technology. That will add value to our product because it is a sustainable product. So this is coming to the regulation part. So there are a lot of, we had state-wise what are the missing gaps in the Marine Fishery Act's missing provisions. We have shared with all the states, sir. Each state has done good job in different aspects. So we have collated all the things together and we have a checklist and we have shared, sir. We will be sharing with the states also. Then the legal size, minimum legal size, that also was discussed, sir. Tamil Nadu and Kerala, sir, for implementing this act, they have brought out a marine enforcement wing and they have a separate staff for that. So we can have acts, but if there is no enforcement wing, like the police, or then nobody can implement the act. So we are advocating that there should be marine enforcement wings, sir. So like similar to Tamil Nadu and Kerala, they have come out with a notification and they have given staff. Then tents, sir, which you have seen in Kochi, that needs to be adopted in the to have the US regulation to meet the standards. Then certification systems, sir, each countries they are asking for international certification, but the one problem is, sir, like it is not by the government agencies, the certification. There are some private parties who just say that we will provide you the certificate and we will give you market, and they are causing us problem. But we are MPEDA, we will support that the certification is important to have sustainable culture in India, sir. So certification is required. We are doing some job on that also. Sir, investment, this also, sir, you have seen the fish processing park in the last discussion. Foreign direct investment, not only in terms of money, sir, technology, sir. Technology, this sector needs technology transfer, sir. We can have MOUs with other countries. Initially, MPEDA had with Thailand also. And sir, last month you had approved a file where we are sending MPEDA officers to Thailand, sir. Like, create a pool of resource person who can learn the best practices and come back. So sometimes it is not only money, it is about building the capability within the country. So that also we need to look, sir. So then seaweed farming also I have discussed, sir. Sir, right now we are focusing only on aquaculture and capture fisheries, but mariculture has not happened properly, sir. Our contribution in mariculture is not at all there, sir. So we need to focus on this cage farming. In the mariculture area also we need to focus. So value addition, you have seen, sir. Right now the debate is about commodity versus product. Right now we are selling it as a commodity. We are not treating it as a product. The consumers want it to be treated as a product, and it is we have to handle it with care and all, sir. So we need to make India as a reprocessing hub. We need to work on that, sir. Chapter 3 and 16, there's not much incentive, as one of the speaker was telling. There's not differentiation is not there. So we need to differentiate the chapter 16 with 3. More incentive should be given to chapter 16. Then only people will move, sir. Capacity building, sir, we have told, sir, long-term visa is required for the trainers who are coming. That will help us in transfer of knowledge and know-how. Infrastructure support from the state government also was discussed. Ingredients, last time you had taken up a meeting with the Department of Finance officials, the CBAC officials had come, sir, and they are considering our proposal which we had discussed in the last meeting which you had chaired in Delhi, sir. So you can see this, one of the product, Nobashi, what we were discussing. If you see, sir, here they are measuring the shrimp, sir. It has to be perfect precision thing. थोड़ा सा भी इधर उधर होने से उसको reject हो जाएगा, sir. The whole concept, that packaging, and it requires lot of skill. The handling, the person who handles it, and the training is required, sir. And the skill part, sir, the value addition mein, it is more labor friendly, sir. Right now we are only talking about policies which will give some subsidies, but we need to rethink about our subsidy design. If somebody is getting into value addition, give something to the labor, sir. We can add something like, sir was also, sir, you are in the EPF also. So if we can add something to the labor component, that will not be a violation of WTO also. It will incentivize the labor, and the processing plants can give better wages to the labor also, sir. That way we will have better ecosystem in the country, sir. So this I was just showing, this is one of the plant in Mumbai. So they are into high value added things, sir. Precision, sir. Thank you very much.